GM everyone, welcome back to another Greenie and Craig show. Lots to unpack today. We got Magic Eden price action. We're looking at Pengu dropping within the coming weeks. We've obviously seen a massive pump in the Pudgy ecosystem. I mean, we're looking at some beautiful altcoins and meme coins pumping today as well. So lots to cover today, Craig. A big show today, mate. How are you today?
Yeah, man, I'm good, Greenie. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us, wherever you're from. G'day from Australia, and hello to everyone else in the world. How are you feeling after the Magic Eden drop, man?
Pretty good, mate. Pretty good. I'm happy I sold. At the end of the day, like I could have got a little bit higher. We'll dive into that shortly. But I am watching the fibs for a re-entry. Probably more. I didn't want to hold the airdrop. I would much rather sort of trade it, right? And I literally timed an insane. I got like a 1,800% return on a leverage long on it. So like I nearly made, I made a couple of grand on that as well. So yeah, that's it. Like people are like, oh, why are you selling? I'm like, well, airdrop's dumping, and it has dumped again. We'll look at that very shortly. But yeah, more so just to make sure I cover myself tax obligation wise. I just put it straight into Sol and put it straight in the bank, or not the bank, but into my spot portfolio. And then I'll have a third taxable event there. I was talking about that live on stream yesterday. So I think it's the right call. I mean, I'll happily get back into this if it shows me some strength. And I mean, we are bouncing off the 618. I'm looking at it right now. So we'll unpack that very shortly. GM to you, Coach. Good to see you here, Legend. You're a valued member of GTG and a valued friend with me for a very long time. So thanks for tuning in. Von Milka, my apologies. Yeah, really hot over in the WA side of the world, eh? I mean, Southeast Corner's been a little bit wet. So it's kind of give us a bit of reprieve from the hot, which is nice. Tommy, absolute legend as well. Another valued member. The real Akel, is that how I say that? I don't know. GMTU legend, GMTU, Libero, GMTU legend. Thanks for tuning in. Is that a Pudgy I see? Love to my other Pudgy penguins, and shout out to my little Pudgy over here, man. And then Tommy, appreciate you as always, Tommy. Very much so. No, gee, me and you and Craig, we've been vibing for weeks now, mate. And appreciate you being here every stream. Love having you here. Lukey, it's been a while, legend. Great to see you, mate. Great to see you, mate. Great to see you. Hope you're doing well, Luke. Hope you're doing well. All right, guys. Well, we'll just one thing before we dive into everything today. We'll just remind you of the giveaway. Okay, so Craig and I are giving away $100 of free MOG. Okay, so the requirements are pretty simple. Follow Craig, follow myself, and follow our new page, Greenie and Craig. Okay, this is it here. Just go there, guys. Here it is. Here. Let me just I'll put it in the chat so you guys can do it as well. Okay, there you go there. Make sure you comment what you think the name's going to be. Oh, is that the right one? Maybe it's not that right one. I can't find it. Hold on. I've lost it. Let me just ping the right one. I want to make sure that you guys get it. No, that's the wrong one. Okay, so we come back, scroll a little bit further down. Here it is.
You got it.
This is the one we want. This is the one we got. I got distracted. All right. It's the second link there, guys. So here it is, $100 of free MOG. Okay, we don't do that, mate. Giving you my MOG bias, that's pretty generous. Not gonna lie. But just follow the 3 accounts, myself, Craigie, and Greenie and Craig, this account, and then we'll obviously share what our name's going to be. Make sure you comment what you think it's going to be. Okay, there's been some good close comments so far. We haven't quite got there yet, so it is still out there, guys. There is some potential that someone else.
A few outrageous comments in there, man.
There are. I'm not going to comment on them, but there are some pretty crazy comments out there. So yeah, go and follow Greenie and Craig on Twitter, and then comment what you think it's going to be. GM2 quick. Thanks for being here as well, legend. Another Bidogo legend, Matty, longtime friend in the space. GM2 mate. GM2. Aldrich, thanks for tuning in, legend. Thanks for tuning in as well.
Shout out to the Carls.
Well, I think we'll start off obviously with all the news and where the news is, and that's obviously Magic Eden. You talk to me about what have you done strategically? Have you sold? Like, are you holding a portion? Tell me the entries, the exits, etc., etc.
Yeah, so I stayed up for the drop. It was at midnight Australian time. Probably like most other people, I'm guessing, from the price action, couldn't claim for about the first 20 minutes, just bashing what was like a dead button. I mean, expected though, right? I mean, I knew this was going to happen. So it wasn't really panic stations. It's a bit annoying at midnight sitting there trying to click a button, but it's also pretty sweet getting free money. So now I set up, finally got the claim. Unfortunately, off the rip, it was about $14. By the time I got the claim in my hand, it was about $7. So obviously a lot of people got to claim at the same time as me and sold the living hell out of it. So how did I play it? I stayed up. I watched it at about $7, and then I watched it slowly pull back. And then I stayed up hoping it would pump sooner. Didn't, so I went to sleep and just set my auto sales, and luckily caught what was those quite big candles, which is quite typical of an airdrop. Sort of first 24, 48 hours, you'll get a recovery pump. So that's what that was my exit.
Yeah.
Sort of 70% there. And then I kept a moon bag, but seeing it fail, it looked pretty lifeless. What was that? The 0.5.
Yeah.
Below there, and I cut my losses, or not my losses, but the last little bit, and I'll wait for you like a re-entry. So
yeah,
I think I finally cut it about 540, 550 yesterday.
Yeah.
And I think it went back down to 4 something, and now it's recovered back up about $5 something. So
it's 5.2 at the moment. So I think that's around where I sold yesterday.
Yeah, that's sort of a floor kind of been established.
About here. I think I sold about there. Look, I could have timed it even better. I had to step out and do a few other things. I was like, look, I've got 17K there for free. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, dude. Look, I mean, at the end of the day, I played it like that. My average sell rate would have been higher than yours, but you got a night's sleep, and then you opened up a long. And
exactly.
I did the math. We actually ended up making the same money.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Almost down to about within $500, man.
Yeah, so that's it. Like, so many people, like, there's a few people who commented on my tweets and stuff, and they're like, "Oh, there's lack of education." I said, "No, mate, it's not lack of education." Like, I mean, I actually got another tweet I need to tweet out today. As a drafted thing about how airdrops, they need time to consolidate. Like, they need to find a clear bottom. Like, it is like price tells you everything you need to know. Anyone that comes in here and says, "Green, you don't know what you're doing," like, I ignore them, guys, because price always shows you what's up. A couple ways you could draw these fibs. I was chatting with someone, can't remember what their name is. Shout out to that person for basically confirming this. It's really hard to draw early fibs on a airdrop because basically why I'm using this peak here, because that's when sellers and buyers were more so in control, right?
Yeah.
That's when the sellers got to a point, stuff it, I'm going to take profits here. Yeah. This one here is out the gate. You've got bots, you've got snipers, you've got exchange listings, you've got liquidity going straight into it. Like, so it's a bit of a hard one to say that reliably is the top, even though technically it is the top. It was only the top for a couple of minutes. And shout out to Sexy, who literally nailed that. Sexy nailed that top sell buy. But pretty much, like, you can draw it either those two highs, but that's why I'm using the bottom high. But as you can see right now, we are bouncing off the 618 off the all-time high, but we are sort of dabbling off the 0.5 as well off the swing high, you could call it as well. So for me, right, and I literally tweeted this out, guys. Look at, I said RSI needs to reset. Okay, that's why price needs to go down lower. And what did it do? It reset all the way down to the ultimate bear zone. So people need to learn, Craig. People need to learn. They get a bit boisterous on the timeline. I'm like, yeah.
A lot of emotions. I mean, that you would have seen yesterday. It was quite funny. You had a couple of different people. You had the people that sold, and then you had the people that didn't sell, berating the people for a while who did sell, because obviously the candles are pumping, and now obviously the people that did sell, get to berate the people that are still holding. So,
but yeah. It's like, it's not PvP, and so many people are like, "Oh, it's PvP." I'm like, bro, we all got free money. We all got free money, and I mean, the smart people do this. The smart people do that. Okay, they look for leverage trades, right? They either short it or they long it. Okay, that's what the smart people do. All right, but yeah, I'm looking for a re-entry. If we dabble like this, like let me pull up Dupe, because this is it's the one that I talked about yesterday on stream as well. But if you look at Dupe price action, right, look at this. This is exactly what I want to see over probably weeks or days at least for Magic Eden, right? See how it has this beautiful rounding bottom, okay? Same thing. What happened? We pumped out the gate, okay? Did we get a relief pump? Not really, a little bit. We still pumped a little bit off the low there, about 20%. We did dump all the way down to about 0.43 and then had another 30% pump. But what we saw here is a beautiful rounded bottom. Now, with Magic Eden, it's literally only an hour old, right? So for me, I would kind of want to see something like, maybe we do dabble like this, okay? And then slowly grind up moving into the end of December. And then if I see consistency, if I see a beautiful sort of bottom forming either at this 0.5 on the swing, or obviously up here on the 0.618 like this, okay, that's where I go, yep, I'll leverage long this. I'll probably buy a spot bag as well.
Yeah,
that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, I'm the same as you. For me, there's not a big reason to buy back in at the moment.
Not currently, and that's it.
Took a good bit of, I hope everyone took a bit of money out, and I hope everyone's not super keen to put it back into the casino and lose it, man. That was the thing. I didn't want to lose any of it, dude. That was my biggest fear. I was like, that's it. Take it off the table. Take your fucking money. You've won. It's for free, dude. But like, how much? And I said to my wife when I sold it all yesterday, she was like, "Oh, did you get rid of it all?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm just sick of looking. I'm sick of looking at the chart. B, it's taking up my time because you can't look at as many other things or fresh plays or and I mean, there's no mean to this.
No.
As well.
No, it's utility. It's a utility-based token. Yeah.
So it's a bit different. It's a longer play now, I think.
Yeah. Shout out to Maddie for getting out at 8.5. That's a really good sell. Really good sell. GM to you, legend. GM to you as well on Kick. Thanks for tuning in. But yeah, pretty much I want to see around the bottom, either at the 618 or the 786. Either way, I'll probably buy it if we hold those levels. Also, what I did have down here is there's no volume. Okay, like there's clearly no interest. There's no volume. Okay, that also gives you indication. Yes, the buy volume's still high, but that's because it's still only a day old, right? But give it another day, this will be down below the million. So that's the other play. For me, Craig, as well, kind of like what you said. A lot of people, I don't want people to go gamble this, okay? For me, this was an airdrop. Okay, bang. I went, yep, 80 sold straight into my spot bag, added 80 sold to my spot bag. I was like, yep, I'm happy with that. Put it in there. Then if I want, I'll use my other wallets that I actively trade in to leverage trade it or to buy spot again.
And Greenie, are you thinking, I mean, one of the other things that you can take into account, I suppose, or for people that are listening is you can sell into Sol. Are you going to try and ride that Sol now through the market now to get an extra gain, or you convert it straight into stables?
If Sol was at 260, I would have sold it all for it. But Sol was at 215. I was like, okay,
in fact, it's up about 6%.
Exactly. I was like, okay,
we're actually up on those sales, which is
exactly. So I was like, no, it's at 215. I've got at least $50 there till it reaches the current high, which I mean, we pull it up. We'll pull this up shortly, but Sol looks great. We're up. I'm up $12 on that already. So per Sol. So that's a lot of money. Times that by 80. I don't even know. That's like 10 grand already. Like I've already made more money by holding Sol, not Magic Eden. See, people don't think like this, right? Like this is what frustrates me. People then say, oh, people like me, Greenie, having a bad take, it's creating FUD. No, mate. There's so many things that people don't consider. The tax obligation. Shout out to Matt from Crypto Tax Mate Easy. He put out a beautiful tweet about the difference between how your country treats the situation, whether it's claim or whether it's income once you sell. But for me, I was like, okay, well, I've got 2 taxable events. I click claim. I then click sell, and it had gone up a little bit. So that's at least unrealized profit as well. And then I'm putting it back into Solana. And I'm like, well, honestly, I think the Solana trade is probably oversold here. It was down here at about 215, nearly at the 382. I was like, bull flag looks good. I'm just going to hodl Sol. And I mean, like that, like if that pumps like 2x from here, I'll make double my money. Whereas I just don't think in the short term, Magic Eden 2x's from here.
And that was pretty much my exact thesis. A couple other data points. A was the chart.
Yeah.
B, you highlighted really well, which is the volume. I noticed as well. The volume for the price that it was, with the volume that was there, it was very disproportionate, right? The volume didn't match the market cap.
No.
So that concerned me. So that was actually the final nail in the coffin for me, was volume yesterday. That's why I got out. And then thirdly, like we just highlighted, I looked at Sol and I thought, well, I reckon Sol's due for a pump. Well, sorry, alts are probably due for a pump. And Sol in particular is looking really healthy. Yeah. So I was like, well, if I take this all into Sol now, I may cop a 25 to 50% pump from Sol, increasing my Magic Eden drop value price, where I don't see Magic Eden recovering 50% in the next couple of days.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So and then you're missing out on a Sol pump because you sell it back into Sol, right? And then you're buying Sol at a higher price. So you miss out on more Sol and you miss out on more USD.
Yeah. And I'd rather just have more Sol at the moment.
Same. At 215, I was like, I'd rather have more Sol than more USD. Like, and I'd like, I consider the whole perspective too. I've got like leverage trades open. I've got meme coin allocation. I've got this pudgy penguin that's earning me a shit ton of money. So I was like, well, why do I need to hodl Magic Eden when I'm not really that keen to hold a utility-based token at this point of time? Like I said, if it finds a beautiful bottom, I will allocate again. But for me, I'd much rather hold Radium or Jupiter probably. Plus swing trade a couple of these other ones that I called yesterday. They're all up beautifully overnight. So that's what I mean. So yeah, like it's all about people lack experience. And I'm just like, I put a tweet out last night saying 9 years of crypto experience will teach you a few things. And so I wrote out a little beautiful tweet. But that's it, Craig. I think me and you have just seen enough of this stuff before. We've seen what airdrops do with price action. There was a lack of volume. Okay. They need to find a bottom on a macro time frame. So days to weeks, let's call it. And then I become interested again. So I think back to Jupiter. I think back to other airdrops in the past as well. But I mean, like the market is pumping, Craig. Look at these beautiful greens made across the whole market here. Great to see.
I've seen everyone was freaking out a couple of days ago.
Yep. Everything is up.
Everything is up. Alts are up. Even my dog to the moon on runes.
Oh, dude, that's a great buy by you. You and Sexy have been absolutely pumping that bag. It's so good to see.
I'm looking forward to it breaking $1 billion and actually sending. It's been a very patient hold. God bless everyone who's in that coin. But we can go back to alts screening. What are you loving at the moment?
I'll address this question first just to finish on the topic of airdrops. Same game plan for Pudgy airdrop, right? So Pudgy have 2 airdrops, right? So we got Pengu confirmed in probably the next 2 weeks. It's definitely before the end of 2024. Cool. And then Abstract will likely be deeper into 2025. So for me, there's 2 catalysts to still hold the Pudgy ecosystem. Plus, you've still got the business of Luca and essentially the brand of Pudgy Penguins. You look at social media, you look at the GIFs. They are one of the most dominant sort of NFTs by far in both capacities there. So for me, it's definitely, I'm going to hodl my little Pudgy, my big Pudgy, and my 2 rods. I believe they all get allocation. Maybe it works as a bonus multiplier. We'll wait and see. But yes, same plan Charles asked, same plan for Pudgy airdrop. Yes, I will sell Pengu to cover the cost basis of my Pudgy and maybe my other NFTs as well, which for me, my Pudgy was 40K AUD. I suppose I bought my little Pudgy for 2.5. So times by 6 is about, say, 15-ish. So what's that? 55K plus the rods. Yeah, let's just say my cost basis is about 60,000 Australian dollars. So if Pengu comes out and it's even more than that, of course I'm going to sell it because that covers cost basis and gives me profit and then also allows me to hold a Pudgy Penguin that's still worth 160,000 Australian dollars right now. So this is what I mean. Like, if you think about Ape last cycle though, like Craig was around for that as well. Like Ape went crazy. It ran to like $26 or something. I mean, if you time that, and so that's it. I think with Magic Eden, I knew I was getting about 15K. I was like, look, that's a lot of money to some people. For me at this point in time, I was like, it's like I can deal with it fluctuating between 10 and 20. I'm happy with either of that. 5 figs for me, I was like, yeah, sweet, I'm happy with that. However, Pengu, if it's 6 figs, I will be staying up and making sure I'm watching that chart, watching what's happening on the timeline. Because that's like that, a swing trade, or not a swing trade, but like a swing airdrop between like say 50,000 and say 200,000. That's a lot of money. That's a big, decent amount of money. So that's definitely worth more for me. And I mean, yeah, Pengu going 10 billion plus, I don't deny it, in my opinion, particularly as Ape went to 30 bill. So, I mean, yeah, and it's so funny, Craig, literally go back a year ago. What did we say? Apes are not going to perform as well this cycle, and Pudgies are definitely the play. I put a tweet out, I'm going to say like 10 months ago saying, guys, Pudgy is where you want to be putting your money. And sure enough, we've seen that play out. So sure enough, we've seen playing out. Can we talk about how much supply will be locked or in holders' hands that will give minimal a lot? I'm pretty sure the team has vesting for a couple of years or a year. I think it's only 20% or around that figure is how much is actually locked in terms of the team. I think the rest is all out there straight away, I believe. So that's my understanding. I could be slightly wrong. Maybe someone else will be able to come in and comment about that. But yeah, Craig, you didn't buy any Pudgy ecosystem exposure?
No, I was close to buying a little Pudgy yesterday. I can't remember what it was. Was it 2.5?
Yeah, look,
and it's at 3.5, so I'd be up an ETH today. But no, yeah. I didn't. To be honest, after I played the the ME drop yesterday, I was wrecked, man. So I didn't,
Yeah.
I just couldn't stomach. But you got another one, didn't you? You got a little pudgy.
So I actually front run the Magic Eden airdrop because I was going to bed and I saw littles at 2.3. I was like, oh, that's definitely a good buy.
Yeah.
And I said to GTG, I said, guys, like, I want to buy a little pudge, but I was going to do it on stream, and then they kept pumping and got to 2.5. I said, look, my cost basis is 2.5. If they go higher than 2.5, I'm definitely buying one. So I got to 2.5 before I went to bed, before I even claimed Magic in. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna buy it. So I bought one at 2.5. Pretty much in this, no, not that. These are the rods, but I bought a second rod at the same time. I bought a uncommon one at 106. And the common floor was at 0.95. You have doubled your money in the space of like a day if you had bought a rod as well. So like, there's a few different ways you can play this. I got a few messages from a few Bodoggos members and a few other people. So shout out to you guys. But pretty much there's a few ways I'm going to play this, or I'm not going to play this. Sorry, I'm going to hodl my assets. Okay, I'm going to probably sell the airdrops. I might sell into abstract. I think I might sell my assets into that and just be happy with ignoring the fact that I don't get the abstract airdrop. I'm still a bit undecided. I might maybe sell the little pudge in the rods. I'm not sure. Mainly because the hype after that will likely die off very quickly. And they'll probably dump, which is fine. Like, that's to be expected. It probably does depend how big the Pengu airdrop is for me. If Pengu airdrop covers me and gives me maybe 2x profit on my entry of all my assets, well, then I have no reason not to hodl them for longer, right? Yeah. However, selling into the hype of abstract maybe makes sense because, yes, I do think the abstract airdrop could be even bigger than Pengu because it's a layer 2, guys. It's a layer 2. They have crazy amounts of DeFi happening over there. I think it's going to be massive, okay? So maybe it is silly just to sell into the pump, but I mean, if they get to 500K, Craig, that's just 500K US. Like, that's just stupid money. That's nearly $1 million on a NFT, right? That reminds me of Abe's last cycle. Yeah. And that's nearly $1 million. And I'm like, well, Greeny, like, that is literally 2 house deposits here in Australia, sort of thing. Like, obviously I have to pay a shit ton of tax on that and those sorts of things. So I don't know. I'll have a think about it at the time. It does depend on, Pengu and how big that allocation is. If it's smaller, then I mean, I probably just, I maybe am more aggressive if it's smaller. However, if it's more generous, then I probably have more flexibility there. So it does depend on what Pengu's happening. I mean, the rods also could add as a multiplier, or they get their own allocation for Pengu. So I'm in the camp that I probably get over 6 figs of an airdrop USD. So that's crazy. Like, say it's 100, that's 150,000 Australian dollars. That pretty much covers everything plus profit. So I don't know. We'll wait and see. We got a couple. Man, I'm going to Christmas. I don't even know. Like, I literally said to my wife, I'm like, I don't think I'll be able to like take part in a lot of Christmas stuff because I'll have to like not work, but I'll just have to be like. We literally bought a monitor to take because it's such exciting times, Craig. And like, I remember 2 years ago, 2022, post Christmas, things went crazy. That was like one of the lows of the bear market.
Yeah, Christmas time can get a bit crazy, even in the bear market. I remember it was a few years ago, there was a few Christmas stimmies, there was a few airdrops that went out. I even forget what the names were. We're going back 3 years ago or something like that. But Christmas, there's always a few surprise things pop up that people don't know about from memory. But man, it's going to be a good time for you. You got that pudgy drop. So the next 2 weeks, man, you must be licking your greasy lips on that one.
Yeah, it's always hard though, Craig. Like, these sorts of trades, like I wish I had 2 pudgies. If I had 2 pudgies, I would probably. Well, it does depend on what people say. What maybe the evaluation comes out to be with how much it's going to be. Like, if it's going to be crazy amounts, then you're probably worth hodling at least the 2 pudgies. But if I had 2, then I would probably sell 1 into the pump. Like, I probably would. If they get to 50 ETH, like, I probably would, right? And that's also why I picked up my little pudgy, because I'm happy to maybe swing trade that. If that's a 2.5 to 10 trade, then that already nearly covers my cost basis on my big pudgy, right? Because my big pudgy was about 9 ETH. So if I can cover my cost basis with 1 rod and 1 little pudgy, then again, I'm happy to hodl. And then Pengu as well. Like, there's so many analytics go into this, and people need to start thinking a bit more about how they cover trades and those sorts of things. So Anton, thanks for tuning in. Absolute legend. I appreciate you, mate, and appreciate you. Yeah, Jupe in January as well, Pudgy. I agree. That'll be massive as well. I just think Pengu's going to be bigger, and Abstract probably is going to be even bigger. So, I mean, if Littles get to 10, I probably maybe rotate out of a little, and that covers literally my little and basically all of my big Pudgy. And then I'm happy just hodling the rest. Maybe sell one of the rods as well, because then if the rods are at 3 ETH, then yeah, that literally covers my cost basis. I go back to what I bought initially, and that was a Pudgy and one rod. So I know, Craig, that's what I'll probably be doing with all of this.
Yeah, I mean, with your cost basis being so low, man, it's yours to mess up here.
It is, and that's like, so many people fumbled it.
You almost can't lose.
I think yes, and I just think back to Bunny. I literally, and you brought this up a couple of streams ago. I think back to Bunny last cycle. $500,000 on my wrist. Oh, you are an idiot. Sell that bad boy.
Yeah, and the thing is, there's nothing against the ecosystem for selling, because the reality is, and not to pick on Bunny, we all did it. I've got not.
I've round tripped so much shit. Yeah, same.
But I mean, you, for instance, in that scenario, you could have. I mean, he did get an airdrop after that, but yada yada yada. So, say you take the $500,000, you wait for the bottom and you buy 20 of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, hype in the bull market doesn't last in the bear. So
yeah,
I dare in the bear market, none of this is going to be worth nearly as much. So just with the Jupe drop, I just want to go back to that. How did you qualify for that? What did you? Is there any way you can check?
I think it's just using the platform. So swapping it on there. Just check all your wallets too. I know T Ward and I were having a chat about this recently in GTG as well. Essentially, some of your like meme coin bots on Telegram and like some of like your websites like Bullex and Photon will maybe use Jupiter, but predominantly they probably use Radium. So you might qualify across a range of different wallets. But if you strategically go and manually swap on Jupiter, which I know Zeneca likes to do that. I know Sexy likes to do that from time to time as well. Then that's how you can farm it. You can obviously do perps on Jupiter as well. So it might be time to sort of, go a bit busy on Jupiter over the coming weeks just to qualify for that as well.
And that's January next year?
That is, I believe that's the play.
Okay, I might have to start mucking around over there.
Shout out to Chen. He won the GTG giveaway for the free month. Absolute legend. Spoke to him in the Bodogo community before. He's a big Jurison hodler and Schiller, let's call it. But no, I love it. I do need to, and I mean, that's it. Like the attention and time for me is just so important. So like I miss opportunities, and that's crypto. You're going to miss opportunities every single day. You just got to focus on the opportunities that you're either good at or that you want to spend more time in and that sort of thing. So there's plenty of money to be made. But I mean, look at this. This is my opportunity right here in the chart. I bought a Pudgy at 9 ETH. They're at 27 ETH. So like that's me. That's me in a nutshell at the moment. All right, Craig, like you said before, let's segue over to alts because we have seen a great green recovery across the market. Now, I took a bunch of longs out with GTG yesterday, so we're up in a lot of those trades, if not all of them, actually. A few of them were looking really good. What I was looking for with my sort of analysis was a shallow pullback. So something like Dogecoin, right? Something like this, I wasn't too interested in because like your risk to reward at that level there is not very high. Even though we're in a bull market, even though it likely goes way higher, something like Doge at this level wasn't very appealing to me. Something like IMX, so Immutable X, was very appealing to me because it had this breakout. Okay. It then came back down. It had a massive low here. Okay. That was that liquidation low across the whole of the market. I was like, well, that's a pretty simple invalidation. And what we saw was that it was still at a shallow or a more shallow golden pocket fib, right? At the 618 after a beautiful breakout. So IMX is printing at the moment is an example of one of the trades that I took yesterday. There's a couple more like BNB also had a retest of this. Let me just get rid of the fibs. But BNB had a retest of this sort of level here, right? So that was a really simple entry for me. It's not performed as well as the others. There's a few other tokens. Pith as well is definitely one that I liked. It still hasn't broken out of its macro range. However, it was off at 786. This is still a buy in my opinion. I actually might allocate some spot to Pith at the moment, being a Solana narrative bag as well. Little to 10 is crazy. No, it's, I mean, okay. The biggest thing with this too, I mean, it's so good that we're talking NFTs again. I love that. I love that, Craig. I don't know about you, but it's so good to be talking more about NFTs as well as meme coins, right? you think about mutants. So mutants were always sort of a 1 to 3-ish ratio, 1 to 5-ish ratio. Littles have always been a bit 1 to 10-ish ratio. So that, I mean, there's more of a supply as well compared to the bigs. So I mean, if bigs get to 100, littles at 10 is very much on par with what the ratio is. Rods, though, might be the play that rods might be 15 by then. I don't know. Wait and see. Oh, so okay. Yeah, there we go. There you go, Craig. Take it on November 2nd. Yeah, see, that's what I mean. Like, it just wasn't in my attention. Wasn't in my attention. But that's fine. Hey, look, I wasn't farming it.
That's cool.
I was busy elsewhere. So
to be honest, it's almost a relief, man. I don't have to go and farm something else.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, cool. That's good.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ben. Thanks for that.
So we'll go back over to the alts, have a look at. But yeah, I mean, alts are all bouncing, Craig. Like I'm swing trading a few. Tio's another one that I liked the look of here. See how it came back down. It retested this sort of breakout range as well. Like that was an entry for me. So these are all the ones that we took in GTG yesterday. Outside that, Craig, is there anything on your radar right now? Like if I look right now, Sui is insane. Sui against BTC is insane. Sui against Sol is at nearly all-time highs. Oh, no, sorry. All-time highs this cycle. So, dude, I'm an idiot. This reminds me of when I sold all my ETH for Solana. Like, I should have bought more Sui.
That was a nice trade there if you copped it.
But yeah, anything that you're looking at? I mean, Radium's up.
Yeah, I'm keeping my eye on Radium. Is copping a nice little pump, and it looks like it might even want to break out. You got Render looking all right, finally again. Tia, like you said, I'm keeping my eye on. I staked that and got F4 rewards for. Got none actually thus far, and a half price, and I probably lost about 30% in price. So that's been a horrendous trade for the bull run. But man, it's one of those things. Bull run, you win some, you lose some, and that's one of those ones I'll put down as a loss. But the wins have way outgained the losses, so that's okay. But I am looking for my exit on Tio on this pump. AVAX, I'm watching quite closely. We did get up to about $54, back down to 40. All the way back down to 41 or something. I'm keeping on that. Solana, I'm keeping my eye on, but that's mainly to exit the ME bags. At some point. Solana, what are you looking at for an exit there? Just a first take profit.
Where's my Solana? There it is. Yeah, so first, again, I probably say, I mean, if this is the pullback to that low there, then 291 to 304 is probably not a bad target to take some off the table. I think 300, I'd probably sell another big bag. I mean, Craig, we nailed just quietly. Who were the only people that said on the timeline to take profit at 260 and 100K Bitcoin? Green and Craig. Okay. Yes, we took only 10% out, guys, but at least we took 10% out and then it dumped. Okay. We're doing the right thing. All right. Same again here. I'll probably scale some profit out here. Maybe I take 20% of my Solana bags off the table. Again, you have to remember my cost basis for Solana is between $17 and $30. At $30 and at 300, that is a 10x on all of my Solana. So I do have to take, and I have so much Solana still on chain trading meme coins. Like I'm talking hundreds of Solana on chain that's trading meme coins, whether it's hodling a meme coin or in some meme coin portfolios or bots and that sort of stuff as well, or in Photon. So like for me, it's like I need to take some off the table.
Yeah, you do. And it gets to the point of being irresponsible having that much. Yeah, when it comes up, I agree. When it gets too closer to the 280 to 300, I'll definitely shade a decent amount.
So no, I think it's a beautiful bull flag here. It looks really nice here. I agree with what Ozzy just said there in the comments as well. Pith, my favorite buy at the moment. It looks really good here. I'm very grateful I got a long on it last night. This could be a really juicy long over the coming weeks. So we'll look at some meme coins very shortly, guys. We'll look at some meme coins very shortly. Chan just coming and ask a selfish question because he won the giveaway, But if you're not in GTG, when you first join, how would you recommend? So I've got a welcome video in there. There's a start here page that you can read through that. It'll give you instructions about everything in the Discord and in the group. And then obviously you can ping everyone and everyone will help you out. So that's the onboarding there. But when you talk about, and this is a really good point. you talk about value in your time. How do you view when you're onboarding into GTG? Well, GTG is my baby, right? And so I spend more time in there than anything else every day. And essentially, it's a balance of time. So it's about providing value. So whether that's education or trade setups or experience in, hey guys, I've taken 10% profits here on MOG, or Pepe's at 10 billion, I'm taking 10%. Okay, I'm buying Pith here because Pith looks really good for a risk to reward. Okay, it's providing value, education there. We're doing live streams, all those sorts of things. It's about increasing the amount of meme coin tools that are in that server as well. So yeah, for me, it's about spreading my time across GTG, then trying to shoot the odd YouTube video, then also tweeting out every now and then as well. But yeah, no, the value spread, and it always is a focus of GTG. So that's a good question, and that's fair enough to ask. Craig, in terms of meme coins, mate, did you end up buying any meme coins recently?
I haven't yet. So I'm waiting. What's the good news, Greeny? Where's the Sol mid caps? What are we thinking? Giga?
I think well, Giga broke out, right? So because of the Coinbase listing,
That's right.
I was in a long, and it did get stopped out of break even during that liquidation event the other day, which is a shame, but so be it. But yeah, Giga broke out. So if I pull that one up, Giga broke out, and what we're seeing here is a nice sort of bull. Same again. This is what Solana looks like, right, guys? So Solana's here. Okay, Solana's about there. So just be patient. You got to trust these macro setups. All right. But Giga's next test is obviously all-time highs at about 860-ish mil. So that's what I'm looking at for Giga. I did buy a couple yesterday. So if I look up Sigma, Sigma's one that I've had exposure to for a little while. It obviously hasn't pumped too much, but it's creating this sort of triple bottom, okay, at the moment, but holding that nice level there. So Sigma's one that I have exposure to. Kekek on ETH is another one that I have exposure to. Again, hasn't seen a lot of volume there. Still within this sort of bull flag region or bull wedge region. I would cut it if it shows weakness below that 618 down there. You just got to be patient with some of these plays. FWOG was looking like it needs to hold this massive level here. I didn't buy this yet, but I'm watching. Okay, it is bouncing a little bit there, but FWOG's at a very juicy level there. I'm going to try and remember. I might have to pull up my meme coin spreadsheet. Let me have a look because I forget what I bought yesterday. Rec coin is a no-brainer. Yeah, I've been holding Rec since I was a seed investor. So I mean, it's at 120 mil. Let's go. That's like, it's actually, you know what? The higher this pumps, the more this becomes my biggest meme coin allocation.
It just hit all-time high, didn't it? When was that yesterday?
Yeah. So I mean, for me, this is probably nearly a 30 grand bag US at the moment. So this actually probably overtakes MOG actually as my largest allocation too. So, I mean, this is nice. I think this goes way higher as well. That's one that I still have exposure to. Or Epic, actually, I did buy some Epic yesterday. If you look at this chart, okay, traditionally it loves a pump from this sort of region, guys. Look at this. One pump. Oh, that's the initial pump, but then 1, 2, 3. I'm looking for number 4. Baby. So I allocated a bit of SOL into that one as well. But it's also still trending. It's going in and finding those trending tokens that are in those low market caps. Low market caps. So that's what I'm looking at. But Epic looks good. We bought some GOAT yesterday, and we're also in a GOAT long. And it's steady. It's pretty much still in this range. Yeah, like that, wherever this is where we took the long. So we're up a bit of money on that already, up about 70 mil. But I mean, this reminds me, I tweeted this out. This reminds me of Whiff and Pepe, Craig, before they broke out. If you compare this to Whiff, so keep an eye on this chart, everyone. See that bull wedge? Okay, let's look at what Whiff looked like a couple of months ago. Okay, that's what GOAT reminds me of. This. Okay, so that's what GOAT reminds me of, guys, with that. And then the same for Pepe as well. If you look at Pepe, it had the same sort of structure as well, right? Where we had this massive consolidation, and then we went crazy. So that's what GOAT looks really good for me. I think, and it's a no-brainer, right? It's the biggest AI sort of play in a way. So look at this. This is easily going back up to all-time highs, if not way higher. So that's a beautiful long and a good spot trade as well. Still within this range. So that's the last one. Then a couple more. I bought Michi. Can't fade how much traction that one gets on the timeline. So let's have a look at it. So yeah, same again, double bottom here off the 786 swing from the swing low to the swing high. Looks very juicy. Very happy with that.
Pretty good.
And then Mini as well. Now, Mini was holding a bit more strength, okay? the reason I bought this is because it's on Murad's list. So for me, I'm like, okay, well, in theory, it's going to probably still receive a lot of attention because he'll be chilling it out, sort of thing. So what I didn't see was it get all the way down to its 786 down here. I would love a buy there, but we have to reject it at the 618 at the moment. So whether we do come back down here, I get another entry, sick. But I was very happy with this higher low, right? We had a massive low there, and then we've had a higher low. So I was like, hey, well, that's a change in structure. So that shows me bullish continuation might be on the up here. So Mini's also one that we picked up in GTG overnight. So yeah, there's plenty of plays out there at the moment. I mean, I'll look at the SPX that's been requested a couple times. It's back up to 700 as well. Same again, okay, in a bull flag. It looks very similar to Solana, okay? This, whether we break out here or not, okay, this has had a change of structure. See, we had lower lows. We had an equal low. We've had a higher low. We've had a third higher low. Off the 382, likely we probably break out from here.
Yeah, that looks pretty juicy.
This does look juicy. And I mean, I was looking at a long on this. Again, I had to go to the wedding, so I missed a long on this opportunity. But hey, you can't win them all, guys. You can't win them all. But that's what I'm looking at the moment. Yeah.
NFTS, they got a listing, did they? What did they get?
I don't know.
Did they get Binance? No.
Have they got Binance yet? I don't know if they have. I don't know if they have.
A troll I seen. I don't know. I thought.
Yeah. So I think Anton's just replying to Chan's comment about GTG. So big lesson learned so far by the red charts: be patient, learn to take losses, learn to take profits as well. So yeah, I agree. Well, outside of that, Craig, have we got what else do we want to talk about today?
Man, I'm just having a look around. I think, was it Binance SPX got, was it?
So they confirmed Binance spot or futures?
Yeah, I'm just looking now. I see this Kraken 7 hours ago listed it.
Okay, so yeah, it's starting to make headways around. Maybe not a bad exposure.
Binance futures.
MOG. Oh yeah, Binance futures. Yeah, if you get
Gate.io,
gets
3 days
crazy.
ago.
So MOG looks good. I mean, swing low to swing high. Okay, we retested the 236 shallow fib. So for me, that's what I'm looking at the moment. On this, again, you can change it around a little bit. You could probably say the swing low is maybe this one now. Okay, so we obviously are bouncing still at the 236. I think I go crazy on MOG again, Craig, if we come back down here. That's where I go crazy on MOG.
Yeah, I'm waiting patiently, same as you for that. We looked at that, I think, on stream a couple of days ago as well. So yeah, I've got some buy limits set. MOG I'm still very bullish on. PIP I'm still very bullish on.
Yeah.
Whiff, and what do you think about Whiff?
Yeah. A few comments are asking about Whiff. Yeah, I'm in a Whiff long.
Yeah.
Caught this little dip here with a pretty simple long for me. I think it was about there with the invalidation below that invalidation wick again and targeting new all-time highs or that sort of trade there. Again, this one probably isn't. I'm not as confident on this trade as some other trades, but I'm bullish on the rest of the market, which means you should be bullish on other trades like this, right? So that's how you preference. Like if macro is showing weakness, you probably preference that everything's a bit more weak. However, macro is showing a little bit more strength. So perhaps I need to be a bit more risky and take more risk trades like this. Another trade that we took was Moo actually. It still looks very valid here for spot and for a long as well, guys. So if you look here, okay, what we're looking at is pretty much a very nice this is what we were talking about earlier, a very consistent bottom. Okay, like that is a bottom clearly there, so that makes invalidation very clear. Anything below that level, if you wanted to be super safe, you could go below those two. Double bottom there, okay, at about what's that, 69, so 70 mil. If you wanted to be extra safe, that still gives you, okay, to that all-time high peak there, still gives you risk to reward of 3. Okay, if you wanted to be a bit more safe on that. But I mean, local bottoms, we haven't gone below there since September. So for me, the invalidation is probably below the 618, and that gives me a beautiful 4.6 risk to reward back to all-time highs. So this looks really good. I think Moo will likely randomly pump as well, but that's what I'm kind of looking at the moment.
To be honest, a lot of them look ready for a breakout.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like we bottomed
buys there.
Yeah, we bottomed really nicely. We bottomed really nicely. And that's what I mean. Like you gotta buy bottoms. You don't buy tops, guys. You buy bottoms. Like I'm still keeping an eye on a few other trades like Zero Bro as well. But I mean, like for me, I like don't fade strength, Craig. We speak about this often. So for me, GOAT is probably the strongest AI narrative token that I'd rather have exposure to.
Yes.
This one I know Zeneca is a big bull on AI XBT as well. but it's doing well on base. It has bounced. Look, where it bounced, we covered this last week. It bounced off support. That's strength, guys. That is strength. But now obviously you've got this overhead resistance that it's broken out of as well. So that looks really good there for me. I might remove that one now because that's invalid. So pretty much that looks really good for hire. But again, I don't have any money on virtuals in the moment. So, and that's it. Like sometimes you just like attention needs to be focused. Time needs to be focused and you need to be focused. You don't want to scatter yourself too thin. Okay. You want to focus on what you're good at and maybe where you want to allocate your time consistently. And base season's been really good. I do agree. And with base, obviously, you can allocate more ETH and ETH and ETH and ETH as well. And so ETH is pumping now. So it's 6K AUD. It's about, 4K US. So that's great. That's great. So, yeah, I mean, Aussie makes a good point here, Craig. Do you think gaming comes back? We spoke about this earlier in the week. Do you think gaming comes back?
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't say no. It just depends how long for and when. Is it going to, I just don't know when. I mean, I think everything's going to have its time in the sun this bull run. I just don't know how big a time in the sun gaming tokens are. If I see beams up a little bit over the last few days, which is good to see. I'm not in it anymore, but beams pumping. Look, I don't want to say no, man. Actually, no, it's never pumping there. I'll just help all their holders out. So it'll do the opposite of what I say. I think they will, but like we said last time, I like the look of those charts of those mid-cap meme coins, man. Versus,
I agree.
Although that's look how bottomed out it is.
Dude, this is a bottom. This is a bottom Aussie.
So
Aussie,
if it sends from there,
are we longing this Aussie? I need to get back into GTG and see if we're longing this, mate. But yeah, I don't know. I agree. I do think gaming pumps as well. Just maybe not as hard as some of like the other narratives, right? I think it does well. I mean, DeFi has been cruising this week, as you can see here, lots of green. DPIN has been, again, kind of fading a little bit more. RWAs, like you might have the odd one that does well, but again, there's only single digit sort of thing. Whereas meme coins have just been consistent. Like look at this, Mog's up 43% on the week. Whatever the hell, Baby Dodge is up 135. Turbo's up 54 from their listing. SPX up 16. Gig is up 40. So that's what I mean. Like, don't fade strength, guys. Don't think you're going to find the next Solana. Don't think you're going to find the next Giga, okay? You just go with where the strength is. Wait for a bottomed out chart and ape into that. That's where the best risk to reward is, Craig. Now, I jumping on CMC, I just saw this, Craig. Now this gets me very interested. Okay, 74. So we are coming down, guys. Now that is bullish for me for continuation deeper into 2025. Okay, this is what I like to see. The longer we stay up here, the more bearish I would have been in the short term, and the more I would go, okay, I need to take more profits. But the fact we're coming back down, okay, the fact that price is now consolidating between that 105 and 90, let's say, for BTC, the longer we stay there, the longer Solana stays in that bull flag, guys, the better it is for you and me, okay? Because it means that the cycle is going to last longer.
Agreed. That's good news seeing that.
Yeah.
And it tells me I think we might have a bit more in the market time in the bull run. Yeah. And like you said, maybe we go deeper 25 if that pulls back for a while, but price still sits above, in the mid 90s.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Then
the next breakout will be really good again. We'll feel the euphoria coming back soon, I think.
Right. Agreed. And Craig, when did we take profits? It was about 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah, it was just about the tippy top, I think.
So it's probably about this region here, guys. So just again, a really simple way to dominate crypto: buy fear, sell greed.
Mm-hmm. And you can feel the euphoria is not in the timeline at the moment.
Exactly.
But it can come back.
Exactly. So guys, buy fear, sell greed. That is the simplest alpha I can give you in cryptocurrency.
I think after seeing those mid-cap soul coins, I think that'll be my play today.
Yeah.
I think I might allocate a bit of that Magic Eden stimmy. Not too much, but a little bit. I want to ride soul, but I think some of those look due for a bit of a buy now. So I'm thinking I'm going to cop those today.
Yeah, agreed. Now, I'll do one last comment from Anthony before we wrap the show today, and we'll touch base around the giveaway again. But he recommended when, I assume it's this Truth Terminal one. That's what I mean. Like, is this narrative now over? Like, that's it. Like, has that meta kind of gone to shame? But I mean, this is pumping, so maybe it was CTO'd. I think I did see a rumor in GTG of someone saying it might have been CTO'd. So, but I mean, this is what I mean. I don't buy here, guys. I don't buy here. I never buy here. Where do I buy? I buy there. That's where I buy. Okay. So they always do due diligence. Always make sure you're doing the right thing, guys. Okay. At the end of the day. Right, Craig, is there anything else you wanted to cover today?
No, I think the market's sort of at a tipping point at the moment. It looks like it's ready to get juicy again, and it looks like it's just kind of priming itself. It looks like Bitcoin's cooking. So
yeah.
I think if anything out of this stream, not so much time in the trenches, but probably putting a bit of money, your hard-earned soul, into a few winners that would just, I mean, basically every chart you pulled up prior looks awesome.
Yeah, they all look really nice. They all look really nice. I very much agree. So, well, yeah, I agree. The other when, is that what you're talking about? The one that's like old, the cat one.
I think that's probably what he means.
That one, it just has no volume. Has no volume. Look at this. Like I wanted to swing trade this. Like we looked for this breakout. It never really came. Sure, it's bumped out a little bit, but I mean, again, I've looked at this chart before. It's now lost that support level there. It's retesting now. If it gets back above there, then I become more interested again.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, so that's it for me. All right, to wrap, guys, don't forget we're giving away $100 a mog. It'll be likely over the weekend, so in the coming days. Be sure to like the video. He's coming in here, being a legend. Be sure to like, guys. Be sure to subscribe. Be sure to follow Craig and I. Be sure to follow Greeny and Craig. Okay, you must follow Greeny and Craig. You must also comment what you think the name's going to be. The one that's the closest. Okay, just ignore this comment. That's not going to be
blue.
The one that's the closest we'll still give the money to. Okay, maybe no one's got it yet, so if there's multiple winners, we'll split it across them as well. So guys, make sure you go comment, make sure you follow Greeny and Craig, make sure you follow myself. There it is. Make sure you follow Craig as well. We do this every Tuesday, Thursday in Australia, or obviously Monday, Wednesday nights in the US. Yeah, we're trying to build this brand out a little bit further. We got the blue tick. Tick's in. Let's go.
We're in there, guys.
76 followers, guys. This is worthy of multiple hundreds. Yeah. So get over there, follow it.
We'll get an Elon tweet soon, guys. So get on board.
Yeah, guys. We're onboarding Elon. Yeah. So go follow that. Go like it and let us know what you think it's going to be. We'll retweet it a couple more times so you guys can see it as well. But let us know down below. But Craig, as always, thanks for tuning in, mate. It's a pleasure to chat with you today.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you on the timeline, and hopefully we'll get some wins when we jump on stream next week. We'll get the winners going. We'll give out some mog. Shout out to the mog crew, and yeah, thanks for everyone for tuning in, and thank you to Greeny, and go thanks, the Pudgies.
All right, guys. Yeah. Pump the Pudgy bags, guys. Punch Pudgies. But I hope you learn a lot today, guys. And yeah, be sure to like, subscribe, comment your favorite meme coins, etc., etc. And we'll see you obviously next week. Have a great weekend, everyone. Have a great weekend, Craig, and I'll see you all next week.
Thanks, guys. Ciao.
Cheers, guys.